Hey, hi guys. So good evening. Hi, and apologies first of all about the recording that we were supposed to put up about the Q&A session. We couldn't put up the recording as such, but instead what we are doing is we are summarizing all the questions that were asked, and we hope that will be helpful as well for people who want to consume the Q&A session which happened on Zoom for a later time. Okay, do is I'm just going to go through the questions that were asked, some of the top questions that were asked. One of them was the first one that was asked about the 5 to 6 questions. So we'll take about 10 to 15 minutes and wind this up quickly. The first one was asked on, is there a specific format for submission? Yes, there is a format and it will be live on the submission page in a couple of days and you can submit directly there. So basically, it will be sections in which you need to put in inputs. And the sections have been shared on the common WhatsApp group that we have for the purpose of discussion of it, which will be obviously replicated when the solution submission becomes live. For now, you can just think about this thought processes around what the problem statement is, how do I go about solving it, what could be the possible solutions, these kind of ideas, and then put it in the format. But of course, if you join the WhatsApp group, you'll also have details on exactly what those specific headers are. Second was, is there are there different weightages to solution components like research wireframing? So as mentioned, there's a format and it has certain sections, and there is a different weightage for each of them. There is a weightage, not a different weightage. There is a weightage for each section, and would that weightage be shown is what the question is. No, we will not show it as X points for this, Y points for this. You don't need to worry about that. You just need to worry about completing each of them. So that's question number two. Then not aware of live chat software. How? So this is about problem statement on Zoho. So the person says not aware of live chat software. How do I go about solving this problem? So our suggestion was we cannot give you the answer to how to solve this problem unless you go ahead and do a little bit of research and understand what the product itself is. So unless you know what the product is, it's very difficult to improve that product or suggest new things for that product. So first suggestion, yeah, go do your research on what the suggested product from Zoho is. You'll get enough and more information on their website about it. Even after doing that, if you still have an issue, yes, obviously reach out to us and we'll be happy to help you. But I doubt you'll have issues once you do a little bit of study on what that product is. Uh, Fourth one was, do we need to submit a design using? Okay, so this is a common question. The question is, do we need to submit a design using design tools? So the question is largely around design tools, wireframing, what kind of tool to use, do I need to do designs? Uh, let's not complicate things, guys. This is a product manager hiring hackathon. It's not a design hiring hackathon. So we don't really much care about the quality of your designs. We don't even at all care about the quality of your wireframes, but we care about whether the right information has been conveyed. So wireframes are not even essential as such, but it is given as a method to convey your ideas and thought process in a more fluid way. So if it creates more impact, to use wireframes. Really doesn't matter which tool you're going to use. You can use any tool that comes to your mind, or if you want, you can use PowerPoint and Keynote as well. No harm in that. Okay. So don't worry about that too much. Focus on the approach to the solution, the process that you follow. That is what you're going to be evaluated on. Yeah. Who all are hiring? So if you have taken part in this event, you would have got a mailer from us on who are the companies. We cannot name all the companies for obvious reasons. I mean, we'll have to take approvals on their marketing, etc. To use the logo, etc. But it's already been communicated to you. So just to let you know, 10 plus companies are actually hiring from this event, and there are several more who are interested in looking at this event in terms of evaluating the event itself. So the quality of solutions that comes out, they're just talent spotting, is what we're calling it. They're not necessarily hiring. Either they don't have a hiring requirement right now, but they're just evaluating. So one more important point that we did not mention in the Q&A, but we mentioned separately, is that don't think of the solutions that you give here as valid only for the companies that are listed, because there might be a case whereby companies who don't really have a requirement now but suddenly have a requirement do come to this assessment later on, and then give you a call if they find what you've done interesting, because this will be available against your profile uh, whenever as you've joined UXAC. So against your profile, they will be able to see this solution. So think of it as more of a long term thing and a thing that is not just for the companies that are hiring, but yes, 10 plus companies are hiring from this event, and which those companies are has been mentioned in the mailer to you. Google Play already, okay, so this is related to the NCPI case study. Google Pay already is doing some awareness around this content issue, not sure what exactly can be. So content issue is mentioning the fraud that is happening, but Google Pay is doing a better way of letting the user know that this is a request to collect money, as opposed to the other apps. My our humble submission to that is that even when Google Pay is doing that, there are still fraud issues happening. So the question comes from one particular person, and that particular person does see that Google Pay is doing this, but despite that there is fraud that is happening. That shows that maybe certain other kind of segments of users, they are not getting that messaging. So maybe the biasness can be pulled out. Like, so this is the problem that we've stated on NCPI comes directly from the guys at NCPI, in the sense that we've had a discussion with them, and they said that this is something that we've seen, that we would be interested in knowing how to solve for this. So obviously it's an issue. We're not saying it's a Google Pay issue or something, but it's the framework issue, which the app makers or the payment companies need to implement in such a way that it's clearly communicated, more obvious, and it becomes simpler for the user to understand that you're not actually getting money, but you're being asked to send money. So maybe that is not coming across to all segments. So what one approach is to then do a user research study and interview different kinds of users and see what their experience with that flow is. Then you might get some insights on that. Yeah. That is pretty much it. I mean, these were the six odd questions that have come through. If there are any more questions and were not answered here, obviously we are connected on WhatsApp. So please do ask away. You can also drop us a line at contact at the rate uxhack.co. Don't worry about the subject line, etc. We'll get the context. Anything else, just drop us a line. And hopefully this session was useful to you. See you. Bye. And all the best for your submissions to PHH1, if I can call it that. And we look forward to your submissions, which will start. I think the last date is Sunday. We look forward to that. All the best. Bye bye.